Hi everybody, today I'm going to be doing some swatches and first thoughts on the Kat Von D Metal Matte palette. It's absolutely huge. I've got it on my eyes today. I just want to quickly address before the video starts that I have seen some reviews on this, lots and lots of reviews. Somebody did say that they weren't pigmented and they were very patchy. I have not found that. I put these on and they literally last all day. They are so long lasting. The mattes are brilliant. They blend beautifully. Not had a problem with a single colour in this palette. And I have been using this so much. I think there's only a handful of colours that I have not even tried yet, but I am obsessed with this palette. I may need a backup. That is how serious I am about this palette. The colours are amazing and I absolutely love them. Highly, highly recommend it. So I want to say that before, and I just wanted to let you know that. If somebody swatches this without primer, then I don't know what a swatch is like without primer. My swatches are with primer. I see no point anymore in doing swatches on my channel and just doing them straight onto skin. I always use primer on my eyes. So if you always want to see things that are swatched on primer, from now on the only swatches I'm going to do of eyeshadow palettes will be on primer, because eyeshadows do perform better on a primed base. So yeah. I do think that using a primer under any shadow makes a difference, but it definitely makes a difference to these, and yeah, totally amazing. So I just wanted to give you that quick disclaimer before the video. I really hope you enjoy it, and you'll definitely be seeing me using this in the future. Hey everybody, so today I'm going to be sharing with you the new Kat Von D palette, which is the Metal Matte palette. As you can see, that says matte on the front of there. It's absolutely huge. I'm going to show you a comparison to one of our previous palettes in a moment. It does come with a little booklet. Well, it was kind of all folded out like that, but I've just folded that together just for ease, and you do get 3 looks on there that you can create. And if you put it like this, I can show you what they have done with the writing. So as you can see, this one says metal, that says matte. But it's actually one of those words where it reads differently the other way. So if we turn the palette this way, that says metal, M-E-T-A-L. Flip it the other way, M-A-T-T-E, which I think is just amazing. So you can see it together. Metal matte. It's really cool. So I kept the box to show you that, because I'm a bit of a packaging nerd. It is the standard Kat Von D cardboard packaging, but it is heavy cardboard and it is a very heavy palette. So I'm going to reach forward and just grab a Metamorphosis palette, because this is the same size as the shade and light, and it's colourful, so we should be able to see the difference a lot better than just putting a straight black and white or black and silver thing on top. So there you can see that is the palette. These are large anyway. You can see it is the same thickness, it is exactly the same height, but it's just this extra bit here, which is about half. So you can think that 1.5 of these, 1.5 of this is the size of this, which is very substantial. It is absolutely huge. It's definitely not one that you can just slip in your handbag and travel around with, but it is amazing. And the value of this palette is amazing. You do get a mirror in the lid, which is the whole length of the lid. You and your friend could both sit side by side and do your makeup together if you so wanted to. And these are the shadows that you get. So you get in this palette 9 of the metal palette, the crushed metals, which are her individual shadows. Only one of them, which is this one here, which is Synergy, has actually been released individually, so there are 8 exclusives. And then you get 13 matte shades, which are beautiful colours. It's such a lovely range of colours. Got your standard black and white, which is great. They're great in any palette. Then you've got some really nice colours, some nice pastels, some nice neutrals, not too many of those, an ivory shade just in case you don't want a stark white, and then you've got that lovely cranberry plum at the end, which I kind of would have put further up, I think, but still. I love it. I love the colours. So what we're going to do is, I'll read through all of the colours' names and then we'll do swatches. I am going to swatch on top of the Urban Decay primer portion, because primer makes all the difference in pigmentation, and you know, sometimes a patchy shadow can look patchy when you swatch it, but if you put it on top of a primer, sometimes they perform better. I just think it's a better representation of how you would use the shadows if they're swatched on top of primer. And when you swatch on not on top of primer, and the skin on your arm is different anyway, then what's the point? At least when I'm putting primer on, it's creating the same sort of effect as when you put it on your eye, which is shadow on top of primer. And the quality of the skin doesn't really matter so much then, because it's going on top of a primed base. So let's get started with the shades. So in the metal ones, we've got Nebula, Watt, Ignite, Tinsel, Glitz, Twinkle, Volt, Synergy and Flash. And then in the matte shades we have got Linen, Jet, Velour, Stone, Moss, Ribbon, Silk, Fringe, Feather, Oak, Suede, Bone and Velvet. So we have quite a lot of like sort of fabricy sort of names here, which is quite nice, like mattes. I always think of like, I don't know, I think of mattes and velvets in the same, because some matte shadows can feel very velvety. So I quite like that we've kind of got ribbon, silk, fringe, feather, suede and velvet and linen. Oh, and velour. So a lot of like sort of textile things. Also kind of elements, jet, stone, moss, another part of nature. Oak is from obviously trees, bone. So very natural sort of elements. I quite like the names. Nobody's really like talked about that. Yeah. So I'm going to just prime up my arm and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to do the 9 on the back of my hand, the 9 metals. I apologise for my nails being so chipped. Been doing a lot of housework, so yeah, but still, it's not about the nails, it's about the swatches. So let's get on to the first 3 shades. It feels very soft and very buttery, and as you can see, it's very pigmented. Oh my goodness, the first 3 are so pretty. Wow, okay. Yeah, Kat Von D, as always, is not messing around here. Really, really beautiful. And the next ones, sorry, and those were Nebula, Watt and Ignite. Now we're going to do Tinsel, Glitz and Twinkle. And I like how the matte shades, the metal shades are all kind of like bright names, like Nebula, obviously stars, Watt is an unit of energy, Ignite, Tinsel, Glitz, they're all kind of sparkly kind of names as well, which is cool. Oh my god, that's silver. Next 3 shades, wow, okay. Yeah, these are pretty. Oh my goodness, Glitz is this lovely peach shade. That's going to be a beautiful inner eye corner highlight. And Tinsel, we don't even need to talk about that one. It's just gorgeous. The last 3 are Volt, Synergy and Flash. Now somebody I watch, I can't remember who it was, has said that Synergy is actually slightly different in this palette. So that's quite interesting. I really like the look of this Volt colour. Ooh. Oh my goodness. So there you go. Those metals are so beautiful. Now the content of the metals that you get in here, I believe they are just over half of what you get in a full size, and in the full size ones in the UK they're £16. So, or they're just around the half mark. So if you think that those would all be £8 each, roughly £7 to £8, there's a lot of value in this palette. So, oh, they're all swatched now. They don't look as pretty. But this is the thing when you get a pretty palette, it's like, I don't want to swatch it. Okay, let's move on. So I'm going to do Linen, Jet and Velour. I'm just going to do them in 3s, it's just easier. Wow, okay, I just wanted a quick look at that one. Ooh, okay. We'll do these on my arm and hopefully not run out of space. Linen, Jet, Velour. Wow. That white is really intense, which is great. Whites are quite difficult. Sometimes, especially with having pale skin, whites don't show up awfully well, because if they're not very pigmented, then you've got to kind of layer them. But that's actually a really nice white. The black is decent pigmentation as well, and that blue is just gorgeous. So, okay, so let's move on to Stone, Moss and Ribbon. No disappointment there. Pigmentation is there, not patchy. Really beautiful. Really love this green. It's quite an unusual green. It's got a nice dark element to it. It's kind of a dark emerald, if that makes any kind of sense. So that's the first 6 so far. Really nice. We're going to move on to the next 3 shades, which are Silk, Fringe and Feather. These look really pretty. I am really excited to get this one on. Okay. That is pretty. Yeah, they're really nice too. I love them. The yellow. There we go. Okay, let's get on to the last few shades. I'm going to do Oak, Suede and Bone. Actually, I'll just do Oak and Suede, then I can do 2 in the last round. Oh, these are pretty. So this one's Oak, wow, and Suede. Suede's going to be a nice transition colour in the crease for me, because it just seems a really nice kind of warm, almost toffee caramel shade. And excuse me, how amazing is Oak? And moving on, we've got Bone and Velvet are the last 2. I don't think I primed here. Wow, okay. Wow. Oh, Velvet is so pretty. It's almost, well, it's a really beautiful dark red shade, but it's really cool toned. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Bone and go back to the beginning and just put it next to Linen, just so you can kind of see the difference. Okay. Yeah, so you can see the actual difference there. Bone is more of an ivory shade. It's got a little bit more of a yellow tone to it, so you can see that there's definitely a difference there. But we've got Linen, Jet, Velour, Stone, Moss, Ribbon, Silk, Fringe, Feather, Oak, Suede, Bone, Velvet. I can't believe I remembered all of those names. Wow. Well, this is on top of primer, guys. I've watched some people swatch them and say they're disappointed with this palette, with the pigmentation, patchiness, fallout. No fallout. I can't see any kind of specks there of fallout, which is really good. I think they are brilliant shadows. No, they're not pigmented. This is on top of primer. If you wear your shadows without primer, then definitely go buy those reviews. If you use primer, then go buy this review, because these have swatched amazing. You saw me swatch them there live. They've swatched really, really well. The only thing is that kind of colour hasn't swatched too well, which is this one. But I think that was more that I just probably didn't rub that shadow quite so much. But as you can see, they're all pigmented, they're all applied really nicely, they're not streaky, they're not patchy, and just beautiful colours. So I'm really excited about the mattes in this palette, and yeah, I think it's definitely worth looking at. Such a great shade range. And they're quite muted. I mean, I know that this one, Velour, is not, but some of these greens and purples and that pink, that dusty pink, they're quite muted, so if you don't like super bright colours, then this is definitely something that could probably work for you. And then the metals are stunning, they're super pigmented, no real fallout with them, they just look absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really, really excited about this palette. I ordered it, then I saw a couple of reviews and thought, oh no. But then I kind of thought, well, Kat Von D's not going to give us a bad palette. I just didn't see it. Because she's really, really strong on her making sure she puts out good products. It's her product name. She's not going to shove out something that is not good, that she can't recommend herself, because then it's her brand that's going to suffer. So I kind of thought, no, do you know what, I'm just going to trust it. It arrived. I ordered mine from Sephora in the US. So I did pay a hefty postage charge, but it was definitely worth it. I absolutely love it, and it was just a treat to myself, really. And it's gorgeous. I am not disappointed. It's got some really nice shades. This shade here is beautiful. Look at that peach. It's really nice and bright. So I'm excited. I think it's well worth taking a look at. But pop in the store if you're thinking, oh, I'm not really sure if it's pigmented enough. But you can see here, you saw me, I rubbed the shadows, I put them on my arms, and they have performed brilliantly. So that's it for today's video, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe as always. I'm going to love and leave you and see you all soon. Bye.